So just use whatever notes app you have on your phone. And that is what I use for my content ideas. I just go on there and I come up with some, and then I also use ChatGPT. I have her come up with some of them for me, and then once she comes up with them, I just, paste it in here. And that's what I do, and I just make a list of it starting off. So that's how I start off, just make my content based on how many I need for the month. So as you see here, these are my Google calendars. This is my business. As you can see, it's blue. This is my brand. This one's purple. All of my short video contents come up like this in this pink color. If it is a long YouTube video, I save it as an event so that I can give it a different color, which is that purple lavender color there. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Yasharika, and in today's video, we are going to talk about how I organize all of my content as a content creator. Because I have a lot going on. I manage 13 different accounts, okay? 4 of them are for my personal brand, 9 of them are for my career, my business, and so I have to manage all of these accounts. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I would be lying if I said, it's an easy thing to do and that I'm always on top of my game. Now, there are some times where I am ahead. Right now, at the moment, I'll tell you right now, I am behind, but all I really got to do, I just got to catch up. I just got to catch up on as many things as possible because I am organized. It's just a matter of having time to film all of them and edit all of them because I'm doing so much at once. But I'm going to show you guys how I organize it, because if I was not organized with this stuff would never be done. This stuff would never be done. I do, like I said, I have a personal brand and I have a business. So there are some times that I have to take little breaks from my personal brand so that I can get caught up with my business. But other than that, I'm never just behind on all of my content. It's either my business content or my personal brand content, but I'm never behind on every single thing. So I'm going to talk to you guys about how I organize it, as best I can. So I do have some notes, some things I'm gonna talk to you guys about, and I do have all of this stuff up and ready to go. So I'm gonna give you guys my systems in terms of what I use, like apps and whatnot, and then the strategies that I use, why I use those systems, why I use those apps. So this video, I'm gonna make it as quick as possible. There's only like 3 things that I need to go over, so I'm gonna go over them with you now. So I'm gonna start with notes. So I use notes on my phone. Now, of course, this is an iPhone, so if you are using an Android, I believe that app is, if it's still Memo, I'm not sure. I don't know the last time I had an Android, but yeah, so just use whatever notes app you have on your phone, and that is what I use for my content ideas. I just go on there and I come up with some, and then I also use ChatGPT. I have her come up with some of them for me, and then once she comes up with them, I just, paste it in here. Now this one, all of them are really in the phone that I'm recording with now, but just to use this as an example. So this is for my real estate stuff. I'm not using these content again because since I've already launched, I've come up with different content ideas, but this one I was going to do something called Market Mondays, where I go over the real estate market. And so these are some of the ideas, but it's just listed. I just have it listed out in there. So that's how I started off. I just go ahead and make a list of them, depending on how many I need. Now I do my content like on a daily type of theme and schedule. Like I said, this is an example of how I was doing Market Mondays for real estate. I have a different Monday theme now for my real estate. It's called Members Monday, and so what I do is I go over different members within the real estate industry. So it's more than just real estate agents. You have real estate attorneys, you have home inspectors, loan officers, all those type of people and members of the real estate field. So that's what I do for every Monday. So depending on how many Mondays are in the month, that's where I go through and I pick out, okay, how many of this theme do I need for the month. So that's what I do, and I just make a list of it starting off. So that's how I start off, just make my content based on how many I need for the month. So that's that. I just use, that's how I started off. Now, the next thing that I do is I go to Google Calendars. Now, as I've said, I have a brand and I have a business, okay? So as you see here, these are my Google Calendars. This is my business. As you can see, it's blue. This is my brand. This one's purple. Well, it's like a pinkish, but you know, my favorite color is purple. So, yeah, now I'll tell you, on the app on my phone, I have them all as, it's all as one. So yeah, it's all in like one calendar. I can, you know, have both accounts. I can, you know, I can look at all the things scheduled for both accounts in the app. I'll show a screenshot. I'll try to put a screenshot in the video. But yeah, so this is how it looks separately. But this is for now. This is for, these are both for September. Today's 15th, so September 15th. So so yeah, I'm in the middle of September right now, and I don't even have everything finished for my business one. I still, because I'm changing, like I said, I changed the market Monday to members Monday, so there's some other things that I changed, so I still have to finish the rest of the content for this month. But over here, all of the stuff that I have for my brand is already complete. Because I've already did my notes thing. I've already had my list of content. And so once I finish the list of content, then I can put it in the order that I want it into the calendar. So let's see, let me do an example. Let's do, so Monday for this page, my personal page, is tech. I do all things like office vibe, work from home, those type of things. So today was a tech video. So today I did a little short clip that I posted to here on YouTube, but it's a YouTube short. And then my Instagram, my TikTok, and my Pinterest, and it was called all the tech I touch in the first hour of my workday. And so it just had like, it had my laptop, it had my tablet, and it had my phones. But you know, I had to make sure that that was a Monday's post since it talks about my tech products. But now, as you can see, it's different colors. Let me make this one bigger for you guys. So now, again, for this one, let me see. I don't want to make it too bright, but okay. So the one for today, if I can, okay, here we go. So the one for today, as you can see, well, you ain't gonna really see it on that, but let me see. And that's October. Let me go back. Okay, here we go. I'm trying to zoom in for you guys to see. Why is it in May? Come on now, quit playing with me. Okay, let's try this again. All right, so as you can see for today one, it is a pinkish, it's the more pink color. So, and then this one is like a light bright purple, like a lavender purple. So when I'm using Google Calendar, I separate my content as either a task or an event, because in that way I can change, you know, which color it comes up as. So this is a task. Today's one was a task since it was a short clip. It was like a little 22-second video. And so all of my short ones, all of my short video contents come up like this in this pink color. If it is a long YouTube video, I save it as an event so that I can give it a different color, which is that purple lavender color there. So that's how I organize it on here. Otherwise, it would just, you know, it would be, if it was all one color, I wouldn't really know. I wouldn't be able to see like right on, you know, right off the bat which type of content it is, if it's a long video or a short video, because I have to know which ones are long and which ones are short, because I batch them at the same time. So right now I just did one video before this, and I'm doing this one, and I'm going to do another one, and that's going to cover this week's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday's video for my personal brand. So I am batch content. I'm doing my batch content right now. So what I'm doing is I'm looking on here and I can see, you know, which one's purple. Those are the ones that I'm working on right now. And then probably tomorrow I will do my shorts, and then so I'll know, I look at all the pink ones for the week and go ahead and batch those. So that's how I use Google Calendar. Love to use that. Again, I organize the content by day and by date. Again, this is a Monday's video because it mentions tech for my short videos. This is a long video where I talk about, you know, overall what I'm working on. That's what I usually do on Tuesday for my long Tuesday videos. The video that I'm recording right now, this is a Thursday video because it's related to content creating. So that's what I'm focused on right now. So if I go over, all right, where's the little button? Okay. So if I go over, this is the video that I'm doing right now for the 18th. Again, today's the 15th, so I am early on recording this right now. So yeah, like I said, I'm doing my batch content, and then once I finish this video, I will do Saturday's video, which is the 20th. And so I will finish all of the YouTube videos for my personal brand for this week. So this is how I do that. Now also, let me see. Also, I do have it written out, because as you can see, I do have this board right here where this is where on the top, I write what the video is about, and then I usually break it down into 2 sections, and then I go over that section and this section. Now this video, I'm going over both at the same time because they relate to one another. Like I said, I'm doing systems. I'm telling you guys which systems I use and then the strategies for it. So I just told you guys I was using Google Calendar as my content calendar so I can organize my content by day and dates and all of that. So, but yeah, I do have it written. Let me dim that now. I do have it written out on here as well. So once I do all of that and I know what day it is, now this isn't on here, but once I do that, once I know what I'm filming, then I go ahead and I make the 2 different sections. Like I have system and strategy. I write 2 different things. So let me see what video this is for. Okay, so this is the very last one down here. So I don't know if I'm going to keep the same long title, but as you can see down here, it says how I plan, film, and post a week of content as a solo creator. And then I have the systems, and then the strategies. I don't have all of them, but I have, you know, just to give me an idea, just to start me off, and then I'll finish it up on this paper. So that's, hold this up, because I got so much stuff on here, it'll confuse you. That's why I got to rewrite it out on here. But yeah, as you can see, this one is a little bit more specific. I have exactly what I want in terms of the strategies, the system, and the strategies. So you don't have to do this, but you know, this is just how I stay organized, writing all this stuff out. So, but yeah, so y'all, this is for the rest of the month, okay? So I started from the 6th because I already had the beginning of the month. I've already had that plan. So starting from where I was, I started with the 6th of this month of September. So there it is. I have the 6th, the 9th, the 11th, the 13th, 16th, 18th, 20th, 23rd, 25th, 27th, and whatever the last day is, because I didn't write the date on here. But 30th. Okay. So like I said, so that goes back to number 1, you guys. That goes back to number 1 where I had notes. So I list all of my content ideas for the month. Make sure I have enough for the entire month. You know, so if it's 30 days in a month, I need to have 30 days worth of content, you know. So that's why I have all of that stuff organized. Even the stuff, you know, after this week, you know, for the next 2 weeks, I already have the content plan for that. I already have the list of what the topics are going to be and all of that. It's just a matter of filming them and getting them edited and scheduled on time and all of that. But yeah, that's number 1. I have to make sure I have all of my content planned for the month. Now, if you want to just start and just do yours for the week, you can. But see me, I got all these accounts. I have to be ahead. I have to get as much, you know, try to get as much, know as much as I can ahead of time. So that's that. But once I have everything in my notes, all the content, then I can worry about what order it's going to be in and scheduling it in the correct day of the week and the correct date, because some of these things I have to do in particular orders, especially for my real estate business. So I'm not going to post a video saying that I launched and then the next week, the next video is a video before I launched. You know, I'm not going to do it like that. So I have to make sure that it's in the appropriate order as well. So that's what I use Google Calendar for, to make sure that it's in the right dates, in the right order. Last but not least is Google Docs. So let's see, I'll show that on my phone. So Google Docs is where, this is where I save my caption. Now I use my notes for caption as well. I can do that. I do that for my business, for my real estate stuff, because I use the phone that I'm recording with I use that mainly for my real estate stuff. Now when it comes to my personal accounts, my personal Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, those I usually handle and take care of on this phone here. So the phone that I'm recording with is a iPhone 14 Pro Max, and so this one here is a 7. And in terms of my iCloud and everything, you know, is updated faster on my notes and stuff when I use that phone. So if I use and I come up and I use ChatGPT, if I use her to come up with a caption, I can't just copy and paste that in my notes. Otherwise I'll have to like keep transferring it because it's not going to update on this phone. So what I do is I save it to Google Docs, and that way I can pull it up, you know, on any device. So that's how I do that. But I save all of my captions. So this is for September's. This is for this, like, my personal page. So yeah, that's the first. That's the caption for that. Then you have, this one's the second. And then you can see the third. Well, let me zoom in. But yeah, so I have all of these, you know. So even if I don't have the videos recorded, like let's say, you know, I don't know. So you see right now, like it's quiet, right? So if there's a lot of noise going on or people in the house, I'm not going to be filming at that time. But just because I'm not filming doesn't mean that, you know, I'm just going to be sitting down doing nothing, just chilling, just watching TV. No, I'm always working on something else. So if I cannot film it at the time, but, you know, like I said, I already have my list. I already know what's going to be filmed. So I can go ahead and I can start thinking about and generating captions based on what that topic is going to be about, and just go ahead and getting that out of the way. So the last one I have on here is for the 29th of this month. Again, it is the 15th. So I do not have every single one of them done. I do have my short content done, but like I said, the YouTube videos is a different story, because when I do YouTube videos, I have to have a YouTube description for the actual long video, and then I have to generate a separate caption for my shorter videos that are based on the long videos, you know. So I have promo videos for the long videos so that I can, you know, promote my longer videos through my shorter videos and through my other platforms. So, you know, I want the people who are on my Instagram or my Pinterest account or my TikTok to, you know, if I want them to see that video, then I have to promote that video, my long YouTube video. So I have to do kind of like 2 captions for that. So I don't have those finished as of yet, but the regular short ones where I only have to worry about 1 caption, those are complete for the rest of this month. So yeah, I do a lot of things in batch. I do a lot of planning in batch, a lot of filming in batch, a lot of posting in batch. So yeah, you guys. But yeah, so I talked to you guys. Again, you can use notes for that as well, but in this particular situation, I had to use Google Docs. So that's how I that's how I do that. But again, you know, I do use notes for this same thing, coming up with captions as well, and storing that. So yeah, I have all of those things done. But yeah, you guys, so those are my systems. Those are the apps that I use and how I use them, you know, what they help me do, how they help me stay in line and everything. Once again, you know, I have a video to do right after this one. So this is, you know, this is the system that I use to stay ahead, even though I'm not ahead at this very moment. But this is what I use to, you know, batch these content, because there are some days where I only film 1 video. I only have time to film 1 video. If I'm out and about and I'm, you know, there's something else that I have to do at that time and at that date, then sometimes, you know, I get home late and I only have enough time to film the video that's for the next day if I'm that behind. But yeah, there are some videos that I record the day before. Some of them I record the day of, and I don't get to post the video till later that day. But like I said, you guys, I am working with 13 different accounts, and you know, when I'm doing this office stuff and this work from home life, you know, I don't have, you know, people at my doorstep. So I have to create this content if I want to get business, you know, whether that's my brand or my real estate business. I have to do these contents. I have to get myself out there and market myself in that way. So I would be lying if I said, you know, if I said I was not a full-time content creator, because right now I am. Right now I am, and it's not the best thing. It's not the easiest thing, but you know, and I just talked about this in the previous video, but you know, it's not the easiest thing to do when you're not, you know, getting money from it or getting, you know, a lot of results from it. But you know, if I don't keep it moving, if I don't keep it pushing, I ain't gonna get no results from it. So I ain't got no choice. But yes, you guys, that's how I do things. That's how I keep everything organized. If you want more, you know, tips like this, and you know, just looking at what's it like as a content creator, especially as I mentioned in the title, being solo and doing everything on your, you know, on your own, because when it comes to this, like, you either gotta have the time or you gotta have the money. You either gotta have the time or you gotta have the money. So right now I just, I just got the time because I'm not working, I'm unemployed, but I am kind of self-employed at the same time because I do have a real estate career and I am like a independent contractor in that. So yeah, but so I have more time because I'm on my timing. So that's the main thing. But if you have money, of course you can hire other people to organize and manage your social media accounts. But I ain't got the money for that right now, so I gotta do it myself. So that's what you guys will be seeing. You will be seeing me doing stuff like this, all things content creator related. I post videos on that every Thursday, so if you're interested in that, make sure you are subscribed, and I will see you guys in the next one.